Hey everyone, it's Crimson Rosso once again with another Kingdom Hearts video. So this came to be when I looked at some of my older videos the other day and came to a massive shock that my worst Kingdom Hearts World video has surpassed 1K views. Which, by the way, I really appreciate everyone who made that happen. Really brings a smile to my face to know that my content has been seen by so many people. But after I saw that, I had decided to myself, you know, it's kind of funny that I haven't done a video about the best ones yet. So let's rectify that. I think it's time I gave some of my favorite worlds from this series some love. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so small little peek behind the Crimson Rosso curtains, but I adore the Toy Story movies. Toy Story 1 got me to fall in love with animated movies as a whole. Toy Story 2 is still one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. And Toy Story 3 is what I genuinely consider to be the perfect way to end a franchise. As for 4, well, we don't talk about Toy Story 4. Hell, the most hype I've ever been during a Kingdom Hearts trailer was when they revealed that Toy Story was going to be a world in the game. I absolutely lost my shit in happiness. And when it was released, I was so happy to see it was as awesome as it was. I love how the game made everything around you feel like you were just a mere toy in a gigantic world. I adored the bond Woody and Buzz formed with Sora in the game, as it felt like one of the most wholesome friendships in the series. And I loved the awesome ass mech combat and fighting the Heartless controlled toys. It made this whole world just feel so unique. And let's not forget the best part of this whole level, and maybe one of the best moments in the series. The fact we got to hear Woody tell Xehanort that nobody loves him. Still one of the best moments in just this series' history. You can really feel the amount of love this world had put into it, and I'd love to revisit it in later Kingdom Hearts games. Oslo boss fight, win square. Let us fight the bear. So for this spot, I was torn between which Pirates of the Caribbean world I wanted to use, as I really enjoyed my time in both of them, to be honest. But after some thought, my pick for this list ended up being the pirate world from Kingdom Hearts 3, for a couple of reasons. For one, the ship sections. I remember when this game came out, a lot of people weren't really massive fans of the ship sailing combat, but personally, I loved it. It was so much fun to set sail upon the sea and search around islands for either treasure, crabs, or lucky emblems. And I will admit, while the ship combat is a bit repetitive after a while, it was still a nice touch to the gameplay, and I did love the option of being able to just like freaking raid people's ships and just beat the shit out of all the Heartless there. That was a cool addition. Plus, this ship combat ties in to one of the coolest boss fights in the entire fucking franchise. That Kraken boss. God, I still get chills from it from how hyped that is. Plus, this world was able to do something that many Kingdom Hearts fans, myself included, believed was impossible. The prophets themselves said it couldn't happen, but it did. It made underwater combat that didn't make us want to tear the flesh off our faces. Now it's time to talk about not only one of my personal favorite levels in Kingdom Hearts 2, but what is arguably the best final level in a Kingdom Hearts game ever. The world that never was fully captures everything right about a final level. Memorable design, awesome moments that both hype you up and tug at your heartstrings, challenging mobs of enemies, and best of all, incredibly fun and memorable boss fights. From the emotionally gripping Roxas one-on-one battle, then facing Xigbar's incredibly fast and quick reaction-based boss fights, to Sayax's insane Juggernaut duel, and then to Xemnas being the best boss fight in the whole fucking series until Yozora. Anyways, we're still at Kingdom Hearts 2, so he doesn't exist yet. So best fight in the series! Every single boss in this world that never was is a certified hood classic. All held together in one of the best atmospheres in any level ever. Very few levels in any game give off this kind of dark feeling of oppression and emptiness that just fits so well. It's a world that does everything to remind you of one single fact. You are on their turf, and you and your friends have to deal with it. there's no one here who's coming to save you. You're in enemy territory, and if you can't win now, then it is over. Plain and simple. You know, I've always been a big fan of when games do their best to utilize different art styles to make a level stand out more and feel genuinely different. It was something I really enjoyed in levels like Tron, where it was all blue and neon-like. Gave it this futuristic feel that made it stand out more in comparison to just running through Disney worlds and just feeling all happy and such. I like the more darker, neon, futuristic feel of the Trons, but that's not the one we're here to talk about. Because to me, that kind of stylization was at its peak with the timeless river level. This level is an absolute visual treat, with every character being created and fighting with this black and white design reminiscent of the first ever ages of animation, and it's just so cool to look at. Alongside this, the levels themselves were designed to be similar to those older cartoons. For example, every time you did one of those 4 challenges, it would look like the beginning of one of those older cartoons. The whole curtains drawing and all. It created a wonderful sense of charm to each part of it. But my personal favorite aspect of the whole level is how everybody sounded and how the music played. It had this audio recording quality of the older cartoons from the bygone era that made it truly something special. This whole level itself just feels like a beautiful love letter to Disney's early years of animation, and animation as a whole. I really can't think of any problems with the level. Well, except for those car enemies. Fuck those things. I always love when Kingdom Hearts is fully willing to just step out of its more well-known worlds and try something completely out there in exchange for them. And that's probably why I like the Fantasia level as much as I do. The level just oozes charm in every single way, from the musical note touchscreen aesthetic, to the wonderful soundtrack, to getting a glimpse of the Kingdom Hearts version of Mickey from back when he was just a mere apprentice under Yen Sid. Really didn't expect that, I'm gonna be honest. There were so many cool designs and moments for this level to talk about. Dream Drop may not have been a perfect game by any means whatsoever, but the fact that it chose to constantly use worlds from several properties, I'm certain a good portion of fans probably haven't thought about in a good long while, instead of just pumping out what was popular, really earned my respect. Now, if only Chernobog was a better boss fight. There are multiple times where I want a world in Kingdom Hearts to be filled with nothing but non-stop action and craziness. Sometimes I want a world that just makes you feel, you know, hits you right with those gut punches of emotion, those tears, whether they be sadness or laughter, whichever works. And then sometimes I just want to have a world where I can screw around and have fun. And that's exactly what Disneytown provides. From the cheery atmosphere, to the fun mini games and collectible items, to even the fact that if you so wish to ignore that, this world can actually be a pretty decent grinding spot. The level is just a fun, charming romp that allows you to break away from the story and just, you know, goof off. I've always loved when games offer these optional areas to just dick around and have fun, and Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep really did a great job with theirs. Except for that stupid ass ice cream minigame. I cannot believe you stuck my boy Ventus with that. Unbelievable, Square. The disrespect for him was crazy. Up next is the Radiant Garden, and I gotta say, this might be one of the most emotional worlds in the entire Kingdom Hearts franchise. I love how this world fully symbolizes the turning point between all 3 of the characters. It starts off the same as every other level. Each character lands there and each character gets their own stories. But what makes this one different is that instead of being connected or just meeting 1 or 2, they all connect together midway. And this turns into my absolute favorite boss fight in the game, as it's the only boss fight in the game where all 3 work together to defeat an enemy. Then after that battle, you get that hilarious moment of Ben saying he needs to bring 2 grown-ups to Disneytown. And after that, it all goes to shit from there. The three get into a fight as secrets are revealed, from Aqua leaving to get back Ben and spy on Terra, to Terra giving into his darkness because he's a dumbass, along with both of them just telling Ventus to go home. Bro never gets any respect the more you think about it. After that, you get 3 different moments that define the rest of their arcs. Terra falls deeper and deeper into darkness after getting manipulated by Xehanort, Ventus decides to learn how to stand on his own and forge new friendships with new people, and Aqua goes on to try to fix the bond between them all. It's a heart-wrenching set of moments that really sells to everyone that this game isn't really like the others. It's much more about gut punches to the feels. Not to say the other games didn't have that, but goddamn, does this moment hit hard considering how close they were at the start of the game. Alright, now it's time to throw some respect on some OG worlds. I'm not a total monster after all, I know some empathy for the classics and still love them. But in all seriousness, Traverse Town is still to me the perfect example of a first level done right. It's paced incredibly well, gives you ample amounts of time to learn the controls and gameplay, and features some genuinely great boss fights. A personal favorite of mine being both the Leon battle that you can either win or lose depending on if you suck or not, and the Giant Armor rematch. The OG Giant Armor is a cool fight, don't get me wrong, but the second one is just so goofy, I just love it more. I like how its hands become its feet and its feet become its hands. It's just so stupid and goofy that I want more of it. I thought about putting Dream Drops Traverse Town here instead of this one, but I personally think the OG Traverse Town is just the perfect first level. I still really like Dream Drops version of Traverse Town, but man, it is just too hard to beat the original. Sorry, Traverse Town. At least you have the World Ends With You characters. So I really enjoyed the hell out of Kingdom Hearts 2's Halloweentown. From the boss fights, to the great music, to the moment of Santa, for some reason, telling Sora he's on the naughty list, besides the fact he has traveled to multiple worlds and put his life on the line to save everyone he's cared about, you giant diabetic red fuck! Sorry, got off track for a second. Anyways, while I still really like Kingdom Hearts 2's Halloweentown, Kingdom Hearts 1 beats it in both its tone, level design, and just pure atmosphere. While I like Christmas Town, a full level of Halloweentown was always way more appealing to me, having this dark dreariness, this unnerving creep up your spine that just feels so engaging. Adding on to this was the infamous tower section. While I will admit it's a massive pain in the ass to climb, it's also incredibly interesting as an area. Climbing this giant maze-like tower is always super cool despite its flaws. I also really enjoy both Oogie Boogie boss fights, as both are really unlike anything else in the game. I'm more of a fan of the first one as I like the idea of stopping a spinning wheel on the area he's at to beat up his bug-infested ass. It's really unique and I kinda wish more boss fights tried this. And while the giant tower boss isn't as cool, I still think it's pretty interesting to basically have you fight a giant heartless monster tower. Even though it's got some big flaws, its design and pure creativity allows it to beat out its 2 counterpart. Also, but seriously though, fuck the Santa of that game. Man is the pettiest man in the world. We've been through a lot of worlds on our way up to here, but now it is time. I wanted to save this one for last because it is without a doubt, to this day, still my absolute favorite world in the entire series. And that final choice is none other than Hollow Bastion from Kingdom Hearts 2. Now, the first visit to this world is already great. From getting to see the world outside of that really confusing castle, to meeting all your old friends from the first game again, and wrapping up that first visit with that badass team up with Leon. But that doesn't even fucking compare to just how awesome the second visit is. From the surprise introduction of Tron's world, to the appearance of Cloud, Tifa, and Sephiroth, and finally culminating in what might be the single most iconic and downright awesome moment in all of Kingdom Hearts. The Heartless War. The war is nuts, starting with that crazy cutscene of every character battling the Heartless army, to the awesome battles with both Demyx and the constant waves of Heartless as you team up with various Final Fantasy characters, and then it culminates in one of the most insane moments in not only Kingdom Hearts, but in all of RPGs, and that is the Battle of 1000 Heartless. No moment in any RPG I've played has ever reached this level of pure hype and intensity for me. It is still the highest bar I've set for everything after, and it still hasn't been reached. This is still, to this day, my favorite world in both the entire game and the series, and what I still consider to be the gold standard for RPG games. I'm still not sure if it will ever be topped. That's the end of the video, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. Although I'm curious, now that I've got this out there, who are some of your favorite worlds from the series? And do you agree with any of mine? How about you let me know in the comments below? I always love hearing different opinions. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a solid and drop a like and a sub. We're really close to 400 followers, and I think we can reach it before April is up. But until then, I'll see all of you lovely people next time. Have a fantastic day.